Am I the a-hole for calling my white girlfriend a mayo mama? Okay, so this sounds ridiculous, but bear with me. I, 28 male, am African American. My girlfriend, we'll call her Susie, 26 female, is white, and obviously so is her family. They're pretty chill, and we've never had a problem, and live in a fairly liberal part of the country. Now a while back we were fooling around making fun of each other, and I called her a mayo mama. It was kind of an instant regret thing, but she found it hilarious and now it's my pet name for her. Anyway, we had to drop some stuff off for her mom the other day because she doesn't like leaving the house too much ATM because of you know what. So we were all talking for a little while and a pet name slipped out. I never said it in front of anyone before because I understand people might find it odd, and boy, her parents did not like it. They started saying I was being racist and clearly have double standards. Susie tried to tell them to be quiet and said that she liked the nickname and if she doesn't feel offended by it then they shouldn't speak for her, but they persisted and her dad came out with one of the funniest things I've ever heard someone say to me in the most sincere way possible. How would you feel if she called you her chocolate daddy? I started laughing and Susie tried to hide her face, but she looked like she was about to cry from hysterics. I told him I wouldn't really care if it wasn't coming from a place of malice and we decided to GTFO as soon as possible. Anyway, now Susie has been receiving messages from her parents saying they still think it's racist and disrespectful and I should apologize and drop the nickname, but she is sticking to her guns that it's no one's business. And she even started calling me chocolate daddy, and honestly I can't stop myself from laughing whenever she says it, but still, I feel a bit bad for causing an argument with her parents and causing her to be getting hounded by angry messages. Am I the a-hole? Redditors gives the best suggestion to OP on this situation. I dunno. I'm a large woman and my guy calls me his piggy. It isn't related to my weight, but the fact that I squealed once when we were horsing around and it stuck. From an outside perspective, it could be construed as incredibly offensive and cruel, but it isn't to the two of us. I'm just genuinely curious if it's a skin tone thing or a stereotype about white people and mayonnaise thing. Like, does she just love her mayo, or was it more superficial like dad's chocolate daddy comment? As a white chick, I don't much care for mayo in most scenarios, but I know my people have a stereotype about loving gobs of mayo. Anyways, not the a-hole if it isn't meant maliciously and she is good with it. Not the a-hole. It is not their business to tell you how to call each other. Obviously, if I call my bunny, that does not mean that I call her a dirty wild animal who lives in a hole, is afraid of everyone, and procreates with incredible rate. That being said, you may want to consider to lie to her parents that you are sorry and you don't do that anymore, just for the sake of keeping her relationships with her parents, with her agreement of course. As this sounds like a stupid thing to have a major conflict about. Most likely they are still seeing her as a small child, and it is kind of difficult for them to hear. I'm somewhere between no a-holes and everyone sucks. There's nothing wrong with what you said, given the context, but I can see why other people, who have not consented to hearing such things, and who do not know the context, may be offended. Saying in front of her parents was pretty stupid, to be honest. I'm white. I dated a black woman for many years. She used to tell me I look like mozzarella cheese and I always responded by saying she looks like barbecue ribs. I have never told anyone this. I probably never will again. It was always said in jest. Nonetheless, we never said these things in front of other people because other people might not find it as endearing and cute as we did. I can only imagine the backlash I would have received if I had said she looked like barbecue ribs in front of her parents. I read the title and came here ready to go off Imation, but I still found it offensive to refer to a white person as anything containing the word mayo until I actually read the post. I actually find the situation adorable. If your girlfriend is happy with her nickname, that's all that matters. Carry on. However, I'd refrain from using the nickname in front of her parents. If it makes them feel disrespected and offended, like their race is being made fun of, out of courtesy you should avoid saying it. If she had a nickname for you involving a stereotype about black people and your parents found it offensive, even though you were fine with it, I think everyone on this sub would agree she was the a-hole if she said it in front of your parents. It works both ways, chocolate daddy. White female in an interracial relationship here. As long as the people in the relationship are in understanding, then that's all that matters. My husband and I have an inside joke because I've never really been a fan of chocolate, so if it ever comes up in casual conversation with someone or even a group of people, I'll say yeah I don't really like chocolate, and without skipping a beat he'll go oh really babe. The parents will get over themselves and get over it eventually. What matters is that you two are happy, and it sounds like you are. So keep rocking the diversity. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister Edith's favorite play stupid games and win stupid prizes? My 24 female sister, 27 female, is a golden child. She always gets her way at anything she wants if our parents can give it to her. Clothes, college, car, phone, anything she asks for, and it doesn't matter if something is left for us or not. This turned my sister into a total raging bitch whom everyone hates, and when I say everyone is everyone. She already has 3 divorces at 27. She doesn't have any friends. Our cousins or uncles would rather not come if she's here. And well, she hates us too. But me, especially since I'm the only other daughter that my parents have. They don't love me as much like her, it's pretty obvious. But my brothers do, and she despises me for that. One of the things that drive her crazy more than anything, it's our career. We are both architects. I studied it because I've always been interested in it, and she did it to spite me. She tried to force me to get into another one because she wanted to be the only architect in the family. I put my foot down and said that she was no one to force anything, and that I was going to study any shit that I wanted. Needless to say, my parents stopped talking to me for a whole month, and my older brother paid for my first year since they retained my college fund. Even when she went into a much better college, I got my info sent to an important architectural office by one of my teachers. They contacted me and set an interview. I knew I shouldn't have said anything, but I was so proud that I called my parents to let them know. They acted happy for me, smooched all the info, and when I was done, they told me to let my sister go instead of me, and that I could get something else. I said obviously no, and they tried to guilt trip me by saying that I already stole her career and that I couldn't do the same with her job. I just snorted and hanged up. I thought that they would drop it, but when I presented to my interview they told me that my name had already come, broke some expensive shit, and threatened to sue them for sexual harassment while they dragged her to the exit. I was confused because I didn't do any of that, and showed them my ID, my papers, and the recommendation letter from my teacher. It turned out that my sister was the one who came to the interview, and when they didn't let her pass because my appointment was later, she went batshit crazy and ran when they were calling the police. I was so ashamed and enraged that I gave them her whole info, and they sent a police officer to our house to get her arrested for property damage and fraud. My parents obviously helped her out, and when she got out of jail my parents demanded an apology. I just said play stupid games and win stupid prizes. My parents kicked me out because I got her arrested and made fun of her. I moved with my brother and got the job. My parents don't talk to me anymore. Maybe I was TA after all. I miss them a lot, and I cause them trouble. Redditors gives the best suggestion to OP on this situation. In the only comment OP wrote, she said they gave the firm the sister's info because if she didn't she would be arrested. That's not how the law or any of life works. I can't just go into a place, say I'm Selena Gomez, commit a crime, and have them arrest Selena Gomez instead of me, just because they don't have my real information. Does OP not understand that one? The architecture firm can't arrest anyone because they are not the police. 2. The police and the firm would have seen the sister, since they guys are not twins, and in fact siblings with a 3-year age gap. I find it hard to believe that anyone could mistake OP and her sister. And 3. It's neither OP's job nor the firm's job to arrest or investigate anything. Did OP really just say, actually that wasn't me, and the firm was like okay here's a job, and the police were like okay here's the arrest? You are the a-hole for making a story with so many plot holes. That's not how any of this works in any country. This sounds very fake. Your Cs is 27 years old, that is 9 years since she was 18, and in that period she got married and divorced 3 times. She's having fun and also going to college and trying to spite OP. Isn't this too much burden on a GC who usually lazy? Why is she trying to get back at you so much? Plus, she's 3 years your senior. How is she being an architect to spite you? Also, how come she came in for the interview and no one verified that she's the person or not? How did you end up giving so much information to your parents and sister who you barely talk to? Also, how did she run off without anyone catching her or calling the police? How did they mistake her for you? What identification did she provide? This story is very fishy for it to be true. If it's true, then you're suffering too badly. Sue your parents and charge your sister, not the a-hole if true. What the duck? So people actually think any of this happened? And did OP really need to ask Reddit if she was the asshole for saying the phrase play stupid games, win stupid prizes? Not, you know, having your sibling arrested or bragging to a well-known deranged family member, which resulted in violence and vandalism and may have ruined your professional career before it even started. No, OP wants to specifically know if she should have said that phrase or not. You are the a-hole for inventing this insane story. Jesus, what a roller coaster. Not the a-hole. Your sister needs some serious therapy. Your parents need top doctors to remove their heads from their respective asses, and you and your brothers deserve medals for making something of yourselves after this shit show of a family. Seriously OP, consider cutting all contact with those people. They bled you for information, and then your sister tried to steal your job from underneath you, although I have no idea how she thought that would work in the end. Move on with your life. You've done nothing wrong and deserve more than that. Don't you dare believe for 1 second that you are the a-hole. Your parents should never play favorites ever. Why does she deserve to be handed all of these things that you worked for? Why do your parents continue to hand her what she wants? They shouldn't have given in to her tantrums and allowed her behavior to go on for this long. Why does she get special treatment when I'm sure you and everyone else in your immediate family constantly brings up her actions and how she isn't nice to others? I'm just so confused, trying to fathom why her parents give her this magic pass, but you are the one in the wrong.